Hello everyone, my name is Vikky and today I'll be watching Attack on Titan Season 1 Episode 14, and we finished with the prison scene where Eren was now, or has joined the Sorby Corps, it seems. I think the Trust storyline is now finished, completed. I believe we will now dive into the arc of them trying to recapture Walmaria. Maybe we'll see now this could also be an episode which shows some further consequences of the battle, but I expect this to now move on from the Trust storyline. I'm expecting a lot of surprises because I think this is a new arc now coming, and I'm really excited because of that. So I also was very glad that finally humanity won against the Titans. It's not a major, but it is a important battle. At least this symbolic weight of the battle, definitely. Anyways, I'll jump into the video. It's yet to be seen.
民衆はいつの時代も無責任なものだ。中央への反乱に利用されそうですな。その前にエレン・イェーガーは我々憲兵団が処分する。総督閣に敬礼。
Supreme Commander.
憲兵団もエレン・イェーガーを引き取りたいと言い出したのは知っとるか。はい、昨日通達がありました。そのために審議が開かれた。
Trial?
調査兵団と憲兵団、どちらにエレンを引き渡すか決定権はザックレーに委ねられた。の兵団を束ねる男。
So he'll decide who keeps him.
判断基準はただ一つ。利害の割合。人類にとって利か害じゃ。もし害を押しと見れば迷わずエレンを処分させる。それこそその場でにできるのはせいぜい憲兵団に賛同せぬことぐらいじゃ。
This bottle is interesting.
うまくいくかどうかは審議の流れ次第かと。つまりは出たとこ勝負じゃな。壁外調査を主とする我々は常に出てからが勝負ですから。はっお堅いだけの男でもなさそうじゃ。水をください。おい、立場をわきまえろ。
This is just unbelievable, man.
化け物か。
Saving
確
everyone.
かにそれは間違いじゃないんだろうけど、俺一生このままなんじゃ。
What?
君がエレンだね。
At first I thought...
ごめんね、待たせてしまって。でもやっとここから出られそうなんだ。私は調査兵団で分隊長をやっているハンジズ。彼は同じく分隊長のミケ・ザカリアス。
Why is she sniffing him?
ああ、彼はそうやって初対面の人の匂いを嗅いでは。
He's smiling, that's disgusting.
もうついちゃったけど、うん、大丈夫。むしろ説明なんてない方がいいんだから。ちょっと勝手だけど我々は君を盲信するしかないんだ。健闘を祈る。
審議所。俺は審議所の地下にいたのか。
そこにひざまずけ。
I mean, wouldn't Pix's word mean a lot? Okay, Pixis is here.
これは一体何を裁く場なんだ。お前ら。
この審議は通常の方が適用されない兵法会議とする。決定権はすべて私に委ねられている。
Okay.
君の生死も今一度改めさせてもらう。
やっぱり
存在をいずれかの形で公表せねば巨人とは別の脅威が発生しかねない。今回決めるのは 君の動向をどちらの兵団に委ねるかだ。憲兵団か調査兵団か。
我々はエレンの人体を徹底的に調べ上げた後、速やかに処分すべきだと
They
考
want
え
to
ており
kill
ます。
him.
内乱をめぐる波紋を呼んでもいる。なのでせめてできる限りの情報を残してもらった後に、我々人類の英霊となっていただきます。
Hostage. Yeah, this.
奴は神の英知である壁を欺き侵入。
あれはウォール教の。
では次に調査兵団の案を伺おう。
調査兵団はエレンを正式な団員として迎え入れ、巨人の力を利用してウォールマリアを奪還します。以上です。
そうか。ちなみにその作戦遂行はどこから出発するつもりだ。
東のカラネスクからの出発を希望します。そこから志願しなくへ一からルートを模索して接近します。
大型巨人が破壊できるのは扉の部分だけだ。そこさえ頑丈にすればこれ以上攻められることはない。
よく喋るな豚。扉を埋め固めてる間、巨人が待ってくれる保証がどこに。
Yeah, you have to act.
てめえらの言う我々ってのは、てめえらが超えるために守ってる友達の話だろ。
我々は扉さえ封鎖されれば助かると話しているだけだ。
どうしたのか、この不届き者め。神より授かりしローゼの壁に人間風情が手を加えるというのか。
我らのせいで壁上を武装することさえ時間がかかったんだ。
Oh,
指示と権力だけは持ってるからな。立ちが悪い。
interesting.
これまで通り兵士として人類に貢献し、巨人の力を行使できるのか。
はい、できます。
おお、巨人化の直後、ミカサ・アッカーマンめがけて拳を振り抜いたと。
報告書に嘘をかけっていうのか。この事実を隠すことは人類のためにならないんだよ。
Well,
ミカサ・アッカーマンは
はい、私です。
let's know best to tell the truth or not.
巨人化したイエーガーが襲いかかったのは事実か。
はい、事実です。
やっぱり巨人は巨人じゃないか。
ミカサを殺そうとした俺がか。
しかしそれ以前に私は2度巨人化したエレンに命を救われました。これらの事実も考慮していただきたいと思います。
You have to, yes.
お待ちください。今の証言にはかなり個人的感情が含まれていると思われます。ミカサ・アッカーマンは幼い頃に両親を亡くし、イエーガーの家に引き取られたという事情があります。エレン・イエーガーとミカサ・アッカーマンは当時9歳にして強盗誘拐犯である3人の男を刺殺している。いかに正当防衛とはいえ、根本的な人間性に疑問を感じざるを得ません。
人間かどうか疑わしいぞ。
そうだ、念のために解剖でもした方が。
This is,
待ってください。俺は化け物かもしれませんが、こいつは関係ありません。無関係です。信用できるか。
this is just a chaos now.
そちらも自分たちに都合のいい憶測ばかりで話を進めようとしている。
なんだと。
いや、
Yes, show them.
思ってること全部。力を持ってる人が戦わなくてどうするんですか。いいから黙って全部俺に投資しろ。
構えろ。
What? Nice. What? Why is he beating him up?
今お前に必要なのは言葉による教育ではなく教訓だ。しゃがんでるからちょうど蹴りやすいしな。
Why the hell?
危険だ。恨みを買ってそいつが巨人化したらどうする。
だとしても俺の敵じゃないがな。
He's
だからお
confident.
前らはどうする。こいつをいじめた奴らもよく考えた方がいい。本当にこいつを殺せるのか。
相当ご提案があります。
I love the music now.
そこだ。エレンの管理をリヴァイ兵士長に任
That was the whole
せ、その
point.
上で被害調査に出ます。
エレンを伴ってか。
はい。
できるのか、リヴァイ。
殺すことに関しては間違いなく 問題はむしろその中間がないことにある。
Oh, she's angry.
結論は出た。
すまなかった。しかしおかげで我々に君を託してもら
That
う。
was planned, yeah.
君に敬意を。エレン、これからもよろしくな。
はい、よろしくお願いします。これを憎んでいる。必要な演出として理解してます。
These guys are interesting.
しかし
I like them.
限度があるでしょう。歯が折れちゃったんだよ。ほら、
拾うな、気持ち。
俺だって大事なサンプルだし。ちょっと口の中見せてみてよ。
But it wasn't his tooth, right? Or did it regrow?
もう歯が生えてる。
I like it. I really like it because after this whole battle of trust, it was nice to see something unexpected. It felt a bit fresh after all of that, you know. It's nice to see a new thing going on. The most interesting thing to me is, of course, that as I said, this world is a lot, as I mentioned in my previous reactions, similar to a steampunk-esque world, in where you have some advanced stuff, some not, and it's really hard to, like here you see, they had some like very old information that Mikasa and Eren stabbed those guys when they were kidnapped. At the same time, because technology is not advanced, you can only speculate some stuff, like it seems like the one who talks the most convincing wins, and then you have also religion, which seems to be important, and some interesting cases were made, like that Eren said that because of religion they weren't able to arm the walls with weapons. As I said at one point, it seemed like chaos because it's really hard in a world which seems very civilized in a way. They seem a lot more advanced than a classic medieval world, but at the same time technology doesn't allow them to be the society which we are today. I'm not talking that our society is by any means perfect, but in a world which Attack on Titan set, it's a lot harder to have a trial, because like for instance when Mikasa said, yeah, he attacked me but he saved me twice, and that guy of the police said, yeah, she's biased. So the part where she said that he saved her was biased, but the part where she admitted that he attacked her, that's the ultimate proof that he's evil, you know? You can't just take some parts of a statement and say, yeah, that's the best proof we have, everything else you said is bullshit, you know? He was definitely biased, because he was afraid of a rebellion, but at the end they succeeded, the Sorry Corps. It was interesting also because, as I want to talk more about this, as I mentioned, these priests, they never spoke or showed anything enormous about religion or how does it affect people. I don't really know what their religion is. Is it a typical Catholic religion, or is this also an imaginary religion? We don't know much about their religion, but it was evident, I think even in the first episode, that one guy said that the gods built these walls. But why would the religion be able to have such power over these walls if people know that these were man-built, unless something magical happened? Because it's really interesting that these walls are so high, and I thought at first that maybe another Titan shifter could have helped the humans and build this wall, but they would know if someone did. So I really want to see how this wall was built, because it's interesting. I mean, 100 years and now the religion is talking like the god, or has built this wall for us. It just seems ridiculously strange that someone could afford to do that, like just to decide, yeah, you humans built that, but this is now from God, and now you can't put your weapons on it. It's probably because it seems like religion is really powerful through this world, but like we haven't seen a lot of it, so that's why I was a bit surprised. But it's a great insight into the diversity of this world. Of course, before I go to the episode breakdown, I'll address the last thing. I don't know if it's considered a cliffhanger, because she said, but it already grew back. Because I'm almost sure that when Levi kicked the first guy who wanted to shoot Eren, that it was his tooth that was like shown. I don't know if we were shown that he kicked Eren's tooth out. This might mean nothing, or maybe it basically means a lot, because if he can regenerate I thought that he regenerates when he goes into the Titan state. He did that with his arm, so we knew that he can regenerate, but I thought when he was in the Titan. So if he can regenerate like all the time, this makes him pretty much invincible, I guess. I wouldn't be a fan of it, because that's one of the main things I like about this show, that no one seemed invincible. And even now, when Eren was able to use his Titan powers, he never seemed like he is now a Superman, basically. So we'll have to see what that means. So to go through the story, we began with basically we've seen a bit of Wall Sheena inside, and I said that they seem a bit more advanced. Maybe it was because of the suits and the hat. Maybe they're just more rich, but I would expect that, because if that they might have a bit more advanced technology inside Wall Sheena, because all of the soldiers, like, look at their style and compare the styles of the army and their equipment with like Eren's family in his house. Eren looked like he had some medieval clothing. Now he looks like he's from basically this time, our like now timeline, the 21st century. So I always expected that inside Wall Sheena there might be a more advanced world, how should I say, and maybe there is, but they even have newspaper. Have you seen newspaper before? Maybe I'm just imagining, but I thought it looked like a bit more advanced. Anyways, some people were against Eren, especially the police brigade. This episode just throwed another shade at the police brigade, like, although they have to be one of they have to be the most powerful ones, because they only accept the top 10 recruits. They seem one of the most mean, negative, like, I don't like them. And because as soon as we learned more about them, when Jean and Eren were arguing, you pretty knew which kind of people were in there, and it's just confirmed in this episode. Then some smaller things happened, like Eren thinking about how long he's been there. They're treating him like he's a monster. Mikasa and Armin talking about this situation. Commander Irvin and Pixis talking. So Pixis is the command. So it seems like, I don't know the exact whole structure of these ranks, but it seems like you have the Supreme Commander, then the commander of each segment. The Supreme Commander is probably just one, and then below them you have probably a captain. I know that you said that Levi is a captain, and it seems like he's always around Irvin, so I suppose Levi after the commander is the captain, but below that I don't know. They were talking, but it's interesting that only the Survey Corps and the police brigade were fighting over him, so the garrison didn't have a chance. That's interesting. So then I think her name is Zoe, the red-haired woman, which was very enthusiastic when we first met her. He and her friend, I already forgot his name, who sniffs then took Eren to the court place. I mean, their behavior is so unnatural. Like her just appearing there at first. And this is interesting, like the first like few seconds when I got scared, my brain saw Sasha because of the red hair and the style of her hair, and her eyes. I didn't realize she wore glasses. Looked so weird, and I just thought that she's there and she's hungry. That was like the first thought when I started to realize what the hell is this. But it was actually her, the guy who sniffed him and then laughed, like grinned. That was disgusting, especially considering that probably Eren down there probably isn't a nice smell and he was happy. Anyways, the whole trial then began, and as I already talked about it in my post-reaction thoughts, a lot of stuff were like thrown around. There was like that was the only chance for someone to win, to do something that would shock everyone and just to send a great message, and that's basically what they did. You couldn't use any evidences because, well, you don't know nothing about Eren, how he does this. Can you prove anything? No, you can't. It was just your word against my word. So it basically was that guy from the police brigade against Irvin and Levi, and the priests just threw some lines in there. They were pretty much irrelevant. So they succeeded at the end, gained Eren to the Sorry Corps, and I must say that this whole group, like, it seems like this is a new group of characters we're meeting. But I suppose that our old characters, how should you say, are still important, because at the ending they were all featured. So, but those seem to be now important. The sniffing guy, Zoe, Levi, and Irvin, and they're all like pretty nice. Although at first I had some like negative vibes from Levi when he was beating Eren. It was a bit disturbing, but he had to do this. He had good intentions, so, and then seemed cool with Eren. They seemed all pretty warm and nice. They're a likable group of characters. Like at first when like it's interesting because I've seen now these three of them before, so Irvin, Levi, and Zoe. And at first they all were a bit negative, like in the first episode when Irvin was there and had that disappointed look, and Zoe being so enthusiastic. They all seemed like pretty much that they are super confident and don't respect anyone, especially like Levi using his words, comparing that guy to a swine, to a pig, calling them brats. And then he looked so cold when he was beating up Eren. And also at that point, I wanted to see a fight between Mikasa and Levi, because they both seemed extremely powerful. I guess at this point, Levi is the superior one. I can't really tell, but I would say because she isn't in the Survey Corps, and he has probably more experience. And when he was talking like that, I'm the only one who can kill Eren, he was pretty confident. Like, no one objected him, even the Supreme Commander, so I suppose he's really strong. But still, I think it would be an interesting, like, battle between Mikasa and Levi, because they seem to be the strongest characters that we have met. But still, as I was talking, they seemed cold, but they're all pretty much really likable. Those info cards said that this is a special military tribunal where the whole personnel are just from the military and they judge military stuff. And the second one said that politics can have a greater influence than ordinary military tribunals, and that Zachary, I think that's his name, he gets the final decision, so he has the absolute power in the court. So some other great pieces of information to just make our knowledge about this world bigger and just to make some things more clear. So my predictions for the upcoming episode. I suppose we will see them going to Walmaria. Eren said that they're going to the first village, of which I still can't pronounce the name. Shiganshkata? Is that? Have to learn this. We might now follow like a two storylines. Eren and these guys going to Shiganshkata, I hope that's right. And Mikasa, Armin, Jean, their storyline, being inside Walrose, having different problems. Also, I just want to address some final things that I forgot. It was interesting that the Colossal Titan can only destroy the gates. Hope that's true, but how do they know? Yeah, because the Colossal Titan is far bigger than Eren when he's in Titan form, so if Eren can lift that boulder, couldn't the Colossal Titan just kick it away? Also, of course, the new opening. I can't comment on it because there wasn't a lot of scenes shown, so I think there wasn't any real spoilers. The lyrics went a bit faster, and there were a lot of German lyrics, and there was something about I think Flügel of Freiheit, which means wings of freedom. I guess this is the new catchphrase. It was being a hunter, now we are free. I liked the song, but as I said, I have to hear it multiple times. I have to see the lyrics multiple times to really make a better comment on the whole thing. But yeah, so this basically confirms that this is a new storyline going on, which is interesting. Also, there was a new ending. They're showing our main characters, so I guess they are not forgotten, like Jean and Reiner, so that's a thing. To grade this episode, I liked it. It felt fresh, but it felt fresh because the whole arc changed a bit. It felt fresh because we met some new characters a bit more. The whole feel of this episode was different. I think I was invested all the time, especially the whole court scene. Everything they said was interesting. The resolve was satisfying. How did they solve this issue? And the characters were amusing, and we had a bit of humorous elements, and they are interesting, these new characters. I think a solid 8.5 is a great grade for this episode. This episode got better and better as it progressed. I think the final third was the best one, and yeah, there wasn't anything super spectacular, emotional that would make me give it 9 or above, but I think this is a fair grade. If you have enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing. You can check also my other reactions. I watched every episode until now. Hope you're enjoying these festive times. Have a great day. See you soon.